House Yoga. If you haven't connected with me before, my name is Sarah, and welcome to my little cabin that I'm living in while my blue house is being built right outside. So excuse the towel hiding the multitude of toasters and things over there, and hopefully I can bring you some yoga today that you can connect with. And if you've never experienced yoga before, hopefully my channel will really help you with some home practice, and you will really feel the benefits and the joy yoga can bring. It really centers and grounds me, and I'm sure you'll feel the change in your energy from when we start today to when we finish. I'd love to hear your comments. If you've got any questions or comments, please type them in down below wherever you can. I love to build up a bit of a community with the people that are connecting with my channel, and yeah, answer any questions that you may have. So, as always, I begin on a bolster or a pillow. We're going to just center ourselves, bring ourselves in to us. We often have been running around or doing lots of housework or kids or whatever you've been doing in your life, and so it's always good, I feel, to ground ourselves into the space to begin our practice, which is why I always start my classes this way. So find yourself in a seated position, whatever feels comfortable for you. There's no prescription, just whatever feels good for you. And we're just going to bring our hands to our thighs. I use the bolster or the cushion just to tilt my pelvis, and it just helps with sitting in this position for a few minutes, but might not feel good to you. So as I say throughout my practices, please, this is about making the practice for yourself. So trust your body, trust your knowing if something doesn't feel right for you. I give variations, but vary it. Go into child's pose if you feel that that's where you want to be, and stay there and miss a few of the sequences. So it's all about being kind to ourselves and listening to ourselves. And when we can do this on the mat, we can take it out into our lives. So enough chatting. Coming to a seated position, and we're just going to close down the eyes and just start to focus on that breath, breathing in through the nose if possible, if not through the mouth, filling the belly, filling up to the chest, and letting it go. Softening through the scalp, softening through the face and the jaw, softening through the shoulders, through the chest, through the belly, through the hips and the legs. Just connecting in with our bodies. We're often up in our heads, or just filling our brain up with to-do lists. Nothing to do, nowhere to be, except right here, right now. Breathing deeply into the belly, letting it go. Feeling the softness, the softening of the body as we focus on our breath. We become more expansive. Feeling if there's any tension in the body anywhere, breathing into that tension, just noticing it, not judging it. Anything that feels painful, that's maybe uncomfortable. Just noticing. And then just keeping the eyes, keeping the gaze really soft, beginning to open out through the eyes. We're going to bring our legs out in front. We're going to take the bolster away from us today. We're going to bend our knees up towards the chest. We're going to take the right hand to the left knee. And just looking up to the side today, not right over the back, just sitting up nice and tall. The sit bones are grounded down into the floor. Coming back to centre and coming the other way. So left hand to right knee. Opening up through the chest. Just a gentle twist. Coming back to centre, we're going to drop the knees to the left. Opening up through the chest. Remember to keep that focus on the breath, drawing the knees up to centre, dropping them to the other way. Drawing them back up to centre. We're going to come over onto our hands and knees. So we're in our tabletop position. So we're spine nice and straight. Of course it's straight. Head in line with the spine is what I meant to say. Our wrists under shoulders, knees under hips, and we're going to take the left hand and we're going to thread the needle under and through the right hand, bringing the side of the face to the mat, to the floor, so the butt is nice and high up behind us, stretching out through the shoulders, drawing back up into our hand, onto our both hands. We're going to do a couple of cat-cows here. So letting the abdomen sink down, lifting the chin up towards the ceiling, and then coming back the other way, rounding through the shoulders, arching up and back, feeling a beautiful stretch in the shoulders, dropping the belly, moving the chin back up towards the ceiling. One more. Exhalation as we come up, inhalation as we come down. This time we're going to take the right hand, we're going to thread it under the left hand, bringing the right shoulder to the mat, looking face to the mat, to the floor. And drawing the hand back to our tabletop. We're going to come back into a seated position, Japanese style. We're going to tuck the toes. So we're sort of sitting up nice and high, just getting into those feet, into those toes. Seeing if you can get that little pinky, spread it out. So you're really stretching in through the toes, into the feet. We have so many meridians, so many acupuncture points in our feet. It can feel a little bit intense being up on the toes. If it gets too much, just rock forward, bend the toes the other way, come back down. Now we're going to drop the hips to the left. I'm going to take the left hand up overhead. Stretching the right hand out to the side too, getting into the side body a little bit. Remembering to breathe. We're going to draw ourselves back up to a neutral position, drawing that left hand back down to the mat. We're going to drop the hips to the right side, drawing the left hand out from the body, the right hand up overhead. Taking a couple of breaths here. So we're really opening up through the chest, arm over the head. We try not to come forward, keeping up nice and tall. A little bit of a bend through the back bend. Drawing the hand back down, coming back on to our knees. We're going to take the left hand, we're going to draw it back and over the body, over the back. So we've got it drop down behind us. We're going to draw the right hand around. Now, if you can reach your fingers, that's great. So you can be here, touching fingers and drawing this left elbow back. If you can't get there, just go to wherever feels okay for you. Sitting up nice and tall. Opening up through the chest. Let the fingers go, draw the hands down. We're going to draw them out to the side. We're going to draw them palms open, come up overhead, palms together into prayer position, drawing them down to the chest. Taking a breath here. Pushing the hands up and overhead, keeping them together. Letting them part ways. We're going to draw the right hand down behind, left hand going round the back. You might feel completely different on this side. That's okay. So once again, seeing if you can touch your fingers. If not, just go to wherever feels comfortable for you. We're all unique. Our bodies are all made differently. Just because you're wired different doesn't make you any less a person or any more a person if you can do these moves. Breathing in nice and deeply to the belly. Letting it go. We're going to take those hands, bring them out from the shoulders again, palms open. We're going to lift to the ceiling. We're going to close them together and we're going to draw back down to the heart center. This time we're going to push our way up again. Take a breath in, up and out. And this time we're going to take the right arm. We're going to bring the arms in together, sorry. We're going to cross them over and twist them around. So we're crossing them, so our back of our hands are facing each other. And then we're turning them back around so that our palms are facing back towards each other again. And then just lift them up away from the body. It's our eagle arms. So we're sort of drawing them away from ourselves. So we're going up and out. So you feel a beautiful stretch through the back of the shoulders. If you can't come to here, then that's fine. You might be able to touch your wrist. You might just have them out from each other. Just have them crossed like that. Whatever is in your practice is fine. We're going to take the arms out nice and wide, and then we're going to draw them back in, crossing them over so the backs of the hands are facing each other, and then wrapping them around to the other side. And you may be able to reach there, you may not. Whatever's in your practice, pushing up and out from the body, heading into the other side. And we're going to uncross them. We're going to take them out nice and wide. This time we're going to bring them in. We're going to hug yourself. Give yourself a big hug, wrapping them. See how far you can get them round towards the back of you, of the back body. We're going to undo them. Nice and wide again. And drawing them in, wrapping the other way. A big hug. Maybe give yourself a little stroke, a bit of loving. Sometimes we need a hug. We think we have to have one from somebody else, but you know what? You can give yourself one. Okay, unwrapping the arms. We're going to take a big stretch out again, as far as you can go, expanding, expanding, expanding. And then drawing the hands in. We're going to come back into that tabletop position. We're going to take the right leg out from the body, planting the foot. We're going to walk the hands back towards the body, take the left hand to the side, draw the right hand up and over, stretching into that side body. Remembering the breath. You may like to adopt a Jai breath, which is just having the tongue at the top of the front teeth. We're kind of constricting. Let's bring the hand down and place it on the thigh, and then coming back the other way. So the tongue is on the roof of the mouth, just in front of the teeth. It's a little bit of a constriction in the back of the throat. So imagine that you are going on a mirror, but you're doing it with your mouth closed. Some people call it the Darth Vader breath. We're going to come back, cartwheel the hands back over the other way. We're going to take it out again, because you can sound like Darth Vader when you're breathing in this way. You can have that hand planted on the mat if you want, or you can be up on your fingers, whatever feels better for you. It's a beautiful stretch down the side body. And we're going to come back to a neutral position. We're going to come back into our tabletop, drawing that right leg in. We're going to take the left leg out to the side, plant that right hand to the side of the body, and drawing that left hand up and over, opening up through the chest. And coming back the other way, left hand on the left thigh, right hand overhead. Beautiful side stretch. And drawing back the other way, cartwheeling the hands back over, stretching out the side body. Not dumping into that shoulder. That's your right hand shoulder. Don't dump your weight in there. Try and keep light on the shoulder. Keep the chest so your shoulders are open, so your shoulders are stacked over one another. Drawing back up and over. We're going to bring the hands back to the center, draw that leg back in. We're going to come into our first downward dog. So we're tucking the toes, we're lifting from the belly. Just hover those knees for a second. Take a breath here. And then drawing up and back as we come back. So let's walk the dog, lifting those heels. You can keep your knees really bent. If this feels okay, like this is where you want to be, that's fine. If you can, straighten your legs and look between your feet. Your feet are about hip width apart. Not dumping that weight again. Lifting the heels, dropping them down, feeling the beautiful stretch in the calf muscles. We're going to imagine there's a beach ball underneath us. We're going to shift our weight up and over that beach ball into a high plank. Taking 2 breaths here. We're going to keep those elbows in close to the body as we chaturanga. You can come down onto your knees if you would rather. Otherwise, chaturanga from high plank, bending the elbows, coming down to the floor, planting those feet, shifting that chest as you peel it off the mat, keeping the elbows in close to the body. Exhaling as you come down, tucking those toes, keeping those elbows in close to the body as we shift back up into our downward dog. We're going to walk the feet to the hands. We're going to come up to a half lift, so you might want to put your hands on your shins. Try not to overextend the legs, keep the knees a little bit soft. Dropping down into our forward fold, bending the knees as we draw our body up, vertebrae by vertebrae, hands overhead, draw the palms together and down to the chest, to the heart center. Taking a breath here, bending the knees, arms up overhead, forward fold from the hips, half lift, forward fold. We're going to step back with the left foot, the right foot into our high plank. We're going to keep the elbows close to the body as we come down, planting the feet, drawing the chest forward into our cobra pose. Coming back down to the mat, tucking the toes, lifting into our down dog.
walking the feet forward to the hands, half lift, full forward fold. We're going to bend the knees a lot as we come up into a chair plank. A chair pose. So it's like we're sitting down. So it's like you would sit down in a chair. Arms out in front, tucking in through that abdomen, and then we're going to push through the feet, drawing the body up, hands overhead, drawing the hands to the heart in prayer position. Taking a breath here. One more. We're going to come to eagle pose. So we're going to shift the weight into our left foot, and we're going to lift the right foot, and we're going to cross the left leg, and you might come to here, that's totally fine, or tuck the foot around the back of the leg and just bending a lot through this left knee. So you're coming down. We're going to do the arms as well. So we did that eagle pose just before. We're going to cross the arms, left hand over the right. We're going to twist the arms around, and we're going to sit down as we draw the hands up and away from the body. Eagle pose. Finding your balance, finding your drishti, which is finding a spot out in front of you and just centering the gaze here. You'll find it really helps your balance. We're going to lift the arms up and away. We're going to uncross the arms. We're going to uncross the legs, draw that right knee up towards the chest. Crane pose, yes. We're going to push that right leg back behind us. We're going to come forward to our dancer's pose. Well, keep your balance if you can. If you come out of it like I just did, just come back. I'm wobbly as anything today. Woo! Lifting that leg behind. We're going to drop the foot down to the mat and come back. Taking a breath. Drawing ourselves back into the center. Take a breath. We're going to take the left leg this time. We're going to ground our weight into our right leg. We're going to lift that left leg from the mat. We're going to cross it over the right leg and put that left foot around behind if you can. This time we're going to go the other way. So the right arm is going to go over the left, back of the palms, looking at each other, and then drawing them around so they're facing each other again. Drawing the arms up and away from the body and sitting down as we go. Finding that drishti, just looking at something, finding that balance. If you come out of it, that's all good. Just go back into it. Okay, we're going to start to straighten up. Lift the arms, straighten up the legs, uncross the arms. Keeping that balance, uncross that left leg up high towards the chest, and we're just going to start to push it behind us, bringing the arms to the front as we push that leg away from us. And looking down, if you can look up, that's all good. Find that drishti, find that point. I've hit the floor, the door behind me. Hopefully you've got more room than me. Seeing how far you can come down, holding that balance. And then drawing yourself back up, drawing that leg in, up to the chest and down to the mat. Bringing the hands to the heart, taking a breath here. Well done, guys, for giving it a go. Breathing into the belly. We're going to come back, hands to the sides. We're going to lift them up overhead. We're going to go into that little flow again. So forward fold from the hips to the mat. Forward fold, half lift. So So either up onto the fingertips or up, hands to shins or thighs, keeping those knees soft, dropping back down to a forward fold, stepping back with the right foot, back with the left foot, coming into a high plank. We're going to keep those elbows in close, come down, sliding forward into our cobra pose. Coming up maybe a little bit higher, dropping the head to the mat, tucking the toes, lifting through the belly and into our down dog. Now we're going to bend the knees a lot, kind of bring them to the edge of the mat, bring the big toes together. We're going to drop the hips back and drop into our child's pose, taking a breath here. Coming back up into our tabletop position. We're going to draw the left leg and just bring it to the front. So it's sort of on a 45-degree angle to the back leg. We're going to slide the right leg away from us and holding ourselves up nice and straight into our pigeon pose, dropping down toward the mat. Now if this is really challenging for you, just stay up nice and high, or you can get a cushion or a bolster and just pop it underneath that left glute and you'll find that it's easier. Try and have that foot so it's bending back towards you. You'll feel a really good stretch into the glute and just opening up through the chest. Breathing into the belly. We're going to draw that front leg back. We're going to go into that wide child's pose again and bringing the hands forward. Coming back up into our tabletop, drawing those knees in together. We're going to draw the right leg up and forward this time in front of the body, sliding that left leg away, dropping to the mat if you can. Like I say, if it's too intense, just grab a bolster, grab a pillow, and just tuck it in underneath that glute. Sitting up nice and tall. In yoga, we want to be a little bit uncomfortable. We don't want pain. And we're going to draw that leg back. Once again, going into that wide child's pose. Arms, this time we're going to put the arms back behind us. So just let them rest on those thighs. Forehead on the mat, third eye on the mat. Breathing into the back belly. Body, back belly, back body. And drawing your way up. We're going to come over onto our backs, rolling vertebrae by vertebrae down onto the mat. We're going to take the feet off the mat, drawing the knees up towards the chest, wrapping the hands around the knees, giving them a beautiful big hug. Breathing into the belly. Now uncross the hands. Let the feet slide out away from the body, feeling the expansion in the body. Another big belly breath. Drawing one leg in, the other leg in, bending the knees, then into the chest, wrapping those hands around the opposite way if you can. Drawing those knees into the chest. And we're going to extend the legs again, extend the arms away from the body. Another breath. Walk the feet up so the knees are bent again. We're going to lift the left leg, then the right leg. We're going to take the hands onto the knees and we're just going to make some big circles. Round in circles. Go back the other way. Opening up some more through the hips. I'm going to plant the feet back onto the mat. We're going to drop, have the arms out nice and wide from the shoulders, shoulder width height, and we're just going to drop those legs over to the left. Bring them up to centre and drop them over to the right. Drawing up to centre. I'm going to bring the left leg and give it a big hug up to the chest, straightening out the right leg. We're going to just bring that left leg across the chest, so it's towards the right shoulder. Stretching out that left glute and drawing it back down to the other one. We're going to bring the right knee up to the chest, hugging it with the right hand. And then you let it go, let the right hand out from the body, taking the left hand, just drawing that left knee over and towards the left shoulder, the right knee towards the left shoulder. And drawing it away from the body, letting the legs extend away from the body, the arms just out from the body, closing down the eyes. It's that beautiful dessert time Shavasana. We get to integrate the work that we've done in our bodies, just let our muscles, our ligaments, our energy channels, our meridians, just all integrate everything that we've done. Once again, checking in with the body, relaxing into every part of the body, softening through the body, focusing on that in-breath, that out-breath. Starting up at the top of the head, we're going to scan our body again, softening the eyes, softening the jaw, softening the shoulders, noticing if you notice any tension or whether tension has shifted since you began, softening through the arms, the elbows, the fingers, the chest, the solar plexus, the spine, the abdomen, the pelvis, the hips, the thighs, the calves, the feet and the toes. Letting it all go. Nowhere to go. Nothing to do. If you have any tension anywhere, I invite you to maybe put one of your hands over that spot if you feel called to on your body. And just imagine light pouring out of your hand and into that spot. If it's in your spine, you can just put it on your front body and imagine it transferring through to the back body. We all have the power to heal ourselves no matter what you're told. So I invite you to engage in this practice. You do it every night before you go to bed. You will probably wake up noticing a difference in your body. Imagine that light transferring, healing those points. Now if you feel called You can wiggle into your fingers, wiggle into your toes, unless of course you want to stay a little bit longer in Shavasana. Just drawing the feet one after the other up towards the butt so your knees are bent, and then dropping them over to the side as you roll the body onto the side, drawing the knees up towards the chest, hands to the side of the face. Enjoying feeling so relaxed that you've moved your body in a positive way, you've connected with yourself. And then pushing one hand then the other, and come back to a seated position. Hands to the thighs. Thank you so much for joining me again today. Hope you take the stillness that you've created in your body, the energy that you've created by engaging in this class out into the rest of the day with you. Namaste. Thank you for joining me. I hope if you have enjoyed this class that you will like, subscribe, share, leave a comment. It all helps my channel to get out to others with your engagement. So thank you, blessings, and namaste.